got my haircut, got all fixed up, and today I want to talk about how do you get people, taking you seriously and doing business with you. Now, I've been doing this business for about 20 years already. Very often people have asked me this question: is that, look, I just joined this industry. How do I get people take me seriously as a business person, as an entrepreneur, as a salesperson when I first joined this industry? Well, today I want to share with you 3 very important tips that have helped me to become very successful in what I do. The first tip is very important, even though most people don't like to hear this. That is, in order for you to get people to take you seriously, the first thing is that you got to fix yourself up, your image. I'm talking about your image. As much as people say don't judge a book by its cover, but people do that, unfortunately. I mean, with this society today, people look at the way you dress, the way you talk. If you dress like a bump, they treat you like a bump. If you dress successfully, then most likely they will take you seriously and want to do some business with you. So early in my career, one of the things that I made sure that I was able to, adjust is to making sure that when I'm walking outside, when I'm, out in the public, I'm always looking professional. Now, I'm not talking about you have to buy a couple $1,000 Gucci suit or anything like that. I used to go to Today's Man back in the East Coast and making sure that I dress up professionally. Your image, right? You got to look sharp. I mean, if you, walking out and act like you are drunk and you're simply dressing up very casual, then people will treat you very casually. And in the business world, we have a saying: if you are too casual, you become casualty. You don't want to do that. So the tip number 1 is, if you want to succeed in the sales world, in any kind of business, you have to dress sharp. Your image has to be professional. Now, some of you might say, what the heck? I mean, how about, Mark Zuckerberg? How about Bill Gates, those people? Well, I understand if you're behind the desk all day long and you're dealing with computer work, I guess that would be different. But I'm talking about if you in any kind of people business, you require dealing with people, selling, recruiting, producing. The first tip is you got to fix up your image. Very important, okay? The second thing is you got to be competent, meaning you got to know what you're talking about. You got to study your product. You got to study your craft. You got to know more than any other people about your industry, about your product. So you got to invest a lot of time in reading the right books. In my opinion, surround yourself with people who's way ahead of you in that industry. Learn from them. Watch what they do. How did they become successful? So that's very, very important, because if you don't know what you're talking about, if you don't know more than other people who you're trying to sell to, people won't take you seriously. Okay? So become competent. Spend whatever time and resources to learn that particular industry or whatever product you try to offer. And number 3, which is a big one, you got to believe in what you do. You got to believe in your service. You got to believe in your product. If you want to sell Mercedes, you got to know everything about Mercedes, and you got to believe in that particular product. I don't care if you're selling water. You got to tell people exactly why this is the best water you got to try out. I don't care what you sell. Believing in your crusade, believing in your product, having the passion, wake up in the morning and do what you love to do and do what other people refuse to do, will eventually get other people taking you seriously. So those 3 tips: image. Number 2, become competent, become an expert in your industry, knowing what you do more than what other people know. And the last thing, which is very important, which is develop a passion about your crusade and wake up in the morning, be excited about what you're trying to sell, what you're trying to offer to other people. All right? I hope these 3 little tips here have shared with you, a lot of entrepreneurs out there, what can you do to get other people to take you seriously one day. All right? Take care.